Was it just a blip, just an off night, or was it confirmation that the Leafs have got some serious work to do with time running out before Friday's NHL trade deadline? The Leafs could not have asked for a better scenario. 2 games in 4 days against the Bruins, the team they're chasing for second and home ice advantage in the opening round of the playoffs. Win both, Toronto could be just 2 points back, having sent a very clear message. They were facing a Bruins team that had just 1 regulation win in its last 11 games. They were primed for the picking, let's face it. Enormous opportunity. Opportunity missed. The Leafs failed miserably. Down 2-0 before the end of the first, down 3-0 early in the second, and that's on home ice. David Pastrnak continued to dominate the Leafs. He had a hand in 3 of the Bruins' goals in their 4-1 win. Only 2 guys in Bruins history have more points per game against the Leafs than Pastrnak, Phil Esposito and Jean Rattel. So, the Leafs have now lost 3 straight to the Bruins this season. 6 straight overall. With that, the Leafs are now 8 points behind Boston, 10 back of the Panthers, who also won. So, just a blip, an off night. That's not what the numbers tell us. The Leafs don't have a single regulation win over an Eastern Conference opponent in their last 10 games. And they have been brutal all season long against teams inside their own division. How bad? Just 6 wins in 16 games against divisional opponents this year. Only the Montreal Canadiens have a worse record against teams inside the Atlantic. The Sens have almost double the number of wins the Leafs do against divisional opponents. In stark contrast, the Bruins have won 13 of 19 inside the Atlantic. The Panthers have won 13 of 17. Not surprisingly, they've got the top 2 records against teams inside the division. And the Leafs are going to have to face one of those 2 in the opening round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So, you see the problem. Beating teams outside the division has been nice for the Leafs to accumulate points, and it certainly helped them secure a playoff spot. But once the playoffs start, the Leafs are going to get a divisional opponent. And given what's happened this season, that does not bode well for Toronto. Right now, it looks like the Leafs will get the Bruins. Again, that doesn't bode well for them. Of the last 8 times the Leafs made the playoffs, they faced the Bruins 3 times in the opening round. And the Bruins knocked them out all 3 times. So, does Brad Treliving sit tight and hope the Leafs can somehow figure this out over the next 6 weeks before the puck drops on the playoffs? Or does he need to make some significant moves between now and Friday to give the Leafs a shot when it really matters, when the puck drops on the playoffs? Another big night for Nathan MacKinnon in his bid for the Hart, the Art Ross, and the NHL record books. 2 goals, 4 points against the Chicago Blackhawks. With that, he's moved into a tie with Nikita Kucherov, both at 105 points and on a pace for 137 on the season with 19 games left. And MacKinnon is now in some pretty exclusive company. He extended his home point scoring streak to 30 games, a point in every single home game this season. Just how crazy is this? The only guys with longer point-scoring streaks at home in NHL history, Wayne Gretzky, Guy Lafleur, Mario Lemieux, and Brian Trottier. A pair of memorable moments at MSG. First up, Ranger rookie Matt Rempe back on home ice after playing 4 of his last 5 games on the road. And the fans at MSG were showing their appreciation for the 21-year-old heavyweight hero.
Verhaeghe stopped at the line by Trouba. Listen to the Garden Joe.
They love him.
Chanting Rempe.
They love him.
Guy's been here for 2 weeks. He's a hero.
Ranger fans also got to see the assist of the season in person. Much to their chagrin, it was a visitor putting on the amazing display of hand-eye coordination. Mark this down. It's absolutely the assist of the season.
Now Barkov to Verhaeghe. Back for Barkov. In front, and they score right hard again.
That is an unbelievable play by Barkov. He nets the puck out of midair here, past Miller.
He juggles it on his stick.
And then goes across, and as he's going down, still makes that pass. That is unbelievable. How do you stop that?
Oh. Okay, am I right? Is that not the assist of the season? If not, go ahead. Name one that was better. And the Devils fired their head coach, Lindy Ruff. New Jersey 8 points out of a playoff spot with 21 games left to go. He had just signed an extension at the start of this season. Former Vancouver Canucks head coach Travis Green takes over on an interim basis. Was Ruff really the problem? Or does it have more to do with the fact they don't have a goalie that can keep the puck out of their own net? The Devils' save percentage ranks 31st in the NHL. So do the Devils make the right call firing Lindy Ruff? Will that make any difference if they don't make a deal for a goalie between now and Friday? Other key thoughts for your consideration on this day. Now that MacKinnon is tied with Kucherov in the NHL scoring race, who's your pick for the Hart? Do you like Barkov's juggling act as the assist of the year? And given how bad the Leafs have been against teams within their own division this season, what does Brad Treliving have to do between now and Friday's trade deadline? You've heard from me. Now it's time to hear from you. I look forward to your comments.